Yeah, he was at 6%, so we gotta change it. Oh, that's what, because the camera is not wasn't showing. That's okay. Now I see what you were talking about.
Sometimes you
Yeah,
keep
you do it like this too. You have to do it, hit this button, and it's gonna switch it to the opposite side. That way it'll
Oh,
be open where your camera is if your camera is down.
oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
you back on.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did it end on?
It was like about an hour and 30. It's like hour 59 maybe. I mean,
Hour 29.
hour 29.
No,
My bad. But can I flip it?
Yeah. You got
He said the title saying Wisconsin loves him.
that man. That's the damn.
That's that auto type.
That's that auto type. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll change it.
It's all good.
Yeah, man. Look, hey, man. Yeah, that's my fault. That's that auto type stuff, though, man.
It's gonna be like the love camera.
The love can. The love.
But it look.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Lamentations, the 4th chapter and the 21st verse. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Adawam, that dwellest in the land of Uz.
Right. Rejoice, be glad. Max out the credit card. Go on vacations. Don't because that's the worst thing for Edomites to try to do is to be righteous. All the Edomites that's in the church or what, because they it ain't in their nature to be righteous. So it's like, but a lot of them could be Jake too. But the best thing for Edomites to do is just live it up. Have fun, because they ain't got much longer.
Have fun, son.
Enjoy while you can. The clock is ticking.
Get you as many little eves, that you want, bed winches or whatever. Go on vacation, do your thing. You got it.
It says, the cup also shall pass through unto thee.
Yep, that cup goes into, again, the curses. The brother just read the book of Psalms. In the Lord's hand, there is a cup, and it's full of mixture, and the Edomites, they're going to, or the wicked of the earth shall drink out the dregs thereof.
It says, the cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked.
Right, he gonna get drunk, He gonna be saturated in that cup, in the kingdom. And you gotta think about it like we was able to deal with it because we stronger. It said two manner of people shall be in that womb. One shall be stronger than the other. And that's not just in a physical sense, but we stronger in that department too, because look at us in sports. But also when it comes to mentally. Jake is more mentally tough. Jake was in the field just humming, swing low, sweet chariot, going to church or whatever. Even though it was bugged out a little, but
Yeah, the Lord put the spirit on us.
Right.
Ultimately, He put the spirit on us.
right to endure, But Esau, you gotta think like what they gonna be doing in there? They gonna be singing because they gonna know that like their future, like after that 1,000 years is over. So like, how can you really like sing and just try to be made merry? You get this total.
He can't take what he dished out.
It should be like
As I say, Esau, he can't take what he dished out. Anything happened to any of his little accounts, or he don't get his check on time, or lack thereof. If they take anything, he jumping out a window. You see?
and think about it.
He ready to give up.
Right. Yeah. And then you gotta think about it. The first crop of slaves again is gonna be those elite. So they're gonna go right from the elite status to just being in the field, being in the mud pit. It's gonna be like night and day.
Right, that's Psalms 149. Bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron.
Yeah. Thy king shall be like nursing. Something like
Kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their kings thy nursing mothers. This is the book of
No, I think it was a little bit more on that.
Okay.
Lamentations.
You can come back.
Something like that.
Lamentations 4 and 22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
Right. And Zion goes into Hebrew to Zion 1, meaning monument, you know, and the monument of the Most High is his people, you know, meaning remembrance. Yeah, you'll set up monuments as a means to, you know, like the hieroglyphs in Egypt. You know, that's a remembrance of what they did back in ancient Egypt. So, but it says,
Lamentations 4:22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
Right. So, and this is a sign. This is a sign that our punishment is accomplished of what we're doing out here.
We couldn't do this at one point in time. You know, we'll be hung. You know, you see five Negroes and a Puerto Rican hung up on the light pole or the flagpole, but that ain't the case now. You know, they can't come after us. You know, that's why they putting in law and legislation to come after us.
Yeah.
Reading on, it says, he will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins.
Right. And to discover, when you go into the online answer, means to unveil, bring to light. You know, the Lord is discovering his sins right now. You know, and through us, primarily through us. But then even on off, you got these different platforms. You know, Edomites, Moabites, Hamites. They all bringing out they points of view on the truth and whatnot. And we take to that sometimes and use it for a lesson or whatever.
Bob, can somebody get Sirach 4 and 1 and read it to 5? Oh, it just backs up the point I made earlier about all we had to do was cry out. You know?
Sirach or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha chapter 4 and verse 1. My son, defraud not the poor of his living, and make not the needy eyes to wait long.
That Esau did that. He defrauded us. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 2. Make not an hungry soul sorrowful, neither provoke a man in his distress.
That Esau did all of that. Keep going.
Verse 3. Add not more trouble to an heart that is vexed, and defer not to give to him that is in need. Reject not the supplication of the afflicted, neither turn away thy face from a poor man.
Yeah. And so they've been turning away justice from us for a very long time. All right, go ahead.
Verse 5, turn not away thine eye from the needy, and give him none occasion to curse thee. For if he curse thee in the bitterness of his soul, his prayer shall be heard of him that made him.
And our prayer is being heard because we're cursing you in the bitterness of our soul. And that's going up to the Lord.
You know, that's
Psalms 12.
But it say, my people shall humble themselves and seek my face. You know, then we.
First Chronicles 7, or Second Chronicles 7 and
15.
So us are the hopeful, you know, elect, hopeful, righteous elect, Lord willing. You know, we crying out, you know, in a form of these exhortations, these, you know, street ministry, street speaking, prophesying, you know, our prayers to the Lord, you know, and he's listening now. You know, at one point he had his back towards us, but now he you know,
he's healing.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's the word. He's dealing. And that's all we need. That's all we needed was for the Lord to deal with us. That's why we ain't worried. You know? We don't fear telling this devil off to his face. You know, 'cause we know we got angelic protection.
That's the comfort. He said he'll send us a comforter.
Okay.
Psalm 12. Psalm the 12th chapter and the 5th verse. For the oppression of the poor, for the sighing of the needy.
Sighing of the needy.
Now will I arise, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him.
He said what? He will arise?
I'll read it again. Psalm 12 and 5. For the oppression of the poor, For the sighing of the needy, now will I arise.
See? So the Lord is arising for what? The sake of the poor and the needy. And who is that? That's the Israelites. Okay, because we're the ones that's alone in the world. And these nations, they just do whatever the hell they want to us. They make laws, they do all type of things. They, systematically to continue to oppress us, to keep us in a very low state.
Read it again. For the oppression of the poor, for the sighing of the needy, now will I arise, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him. Psalm 12:5 in the New Living Translation. I'm going to start at 4. It says, they say, we will lie to our heart's content. Our lips are our own. Who can stop us? Mm-hmm. The Lord replies, I have seen violence done to the helpless, and I have heard the groans of the poor.
Okay, but they call us, they say we're genetically inferior, we're genetically violent. But really, genetically, white people are genetically violent and inferior. And that's a fact. And science proves that. They get burnt by the sun, you know? You know, they get cancer from the sun, from being outside too long, from the sun, you know?
The original Edomite, Cain, you know, he was genetically, like, jealous, you know, because of Abel. That's how they operated, envious.
Psalm 12:5 NLT. The Lord replied, I have seen violence done to the helpless, and I have heard the groans of the poor. Now I will rise up to rescue them as they have longed for me to do.
Yep. And who's longing for the rescue? For the Lord to rescue us. Only the Israelites. Ain't nobody everybody about this world. Everybody want they want things of this world. They want a better world with the current rulership still being intact. You know? Which is absolutely impossible.
Right. Jay talking about 401ks and building schools but you ain't saying nothing about like who the people on top. Like they still gonna be there. You gonna do all of that while you got Satanists at the top, doing all manner of, come on, man. Get them out the way first, and then we could possibly, have something. We can get the ball rolling. Which the Lord is gonna come.
And guess what? These people, their own politicians, is gonna lead them to being enslaved, become a digital slave. That's what's coming. So a lot of people are cheering on Trump, but really his own MAGA is turning against Trump because what? He's in favor for the corporation and the technocrats. All right, he's not in favor for the regular Joe Schmo, the regular people.
And a lot of them is mad at him. They mad at him too about the Epstein thing.
Yeah.
He trying to sweep that under the rug. So a lot of his own supporters, they turn him like, no, I ain't with him no more because he ain't trying to. So.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, but that's the Lord's doing. But the whole time he's about to turn on you people. The same the same people that's cheering him on. Go on. Go ahead.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh.
Meaning it's getting close, And a lot of it's happening right below under their noses, so to speak, because people are so occupied in folly, and things of the world, they being distracted. But the whole time, the stage is like the screws, some Final Destination type stuff. They riding that roller coaster, having fun, but then the boats is coming loose and all that.
The track fell off, a piece of the track just fell off.
Reading on. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another.
Which is going into civil war. There's going to be a civil war in this society. It's going to be the worst the world has ever seen. Okay, because you got so many divides, you have so many dividing lines in America. that is really confusing, and everybody's just gonna be fighting against everybody. It ain't just gonna be black and white. It's a political divide. You know, it's a religious divide.
They even showed you in that movie Civil War. He was like, "What kind of American are you?"
Yeah,
and he was an American, but he acted some more American.
There's an American divide. Right, he shot the Asian dude. Blasted.
I gotta watch that again.
Yeah, I did too. I watched it. Yeah, Civil War. That's the year. What? It was it this year or last?
Last year, 2024.
Yeah, that's a predictive program.
Leave the world, left the world behind. It was before that one.
Leave the
Yeah,
world
yeah.
behind. That's what I thought.
That came out first. Then that one came out.
See?
Next year.
So, and Leave the World Behind was dealing with a complete grid shut off or shut down. You know, where the systems are shut down, whether it was a cyber attack. But they're showing you different scenarios. That's what we've been telling y'all for years, starting with our apostles, elders, on down. Then you see movies predicting what we've been saying.
Purge.
And a lot of Americans, people have been knowing this was going to happen. 20, 30 years.
Hold to what? 2 Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
That means an uprising, all right? And you got it in small spurts. Just a few months ago in Minnesota, this guy dressed up as a cop killed 2 public officials, all right? And he had a list of 70 public officials who he wanted to unalive, man. So people are seeing the corruption higher up, people are seeing it all.
If I may, even with the, with the police, I don't know if I sent it to you yet.
And the reaction is going to be, a martial law. Government making war on the citizens.
So the article I sent to the brother was it was talking about how they ambushed the police. You got people out here that are, they're standing up against the law enforcement.
And guess what the response is going to be? It's going to be one for you. It's going to be a flood here.
This is a little article this is the article the brother talking about, and this is from Newsbreak, and it's titled "Ohio Officer Shot Multiple Times in Ambush Dies."
They just had one that happened here in Milwaukee about a month back. Cop got shot up. But did it happen here? Or was
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So I'm not.
It says one of the 3 Ohio police officers shot in what authorities described as an ambush earlier this week has died or been unalived. The Lorain County Sheriff's Office said in a statement Thursday that Officer Philip Wagner, 35, gave his life in service to his community, a sacrifice that words can never fully honor.
So people are rising up, Now, our stance is that we ain't got no stance on it. It's prophecy. We're just going to tell you what's driving the people, which is oppression, then ultimately what's going to be the reaction. Okay, we're telling you what's going to happen before it happens.
The scripture said the power is going to be in their own hands.
Yep. Yeah, because we ain't playing side. The only side we with is what the scriptures say. And the scriptures say y'all gonna fight against each other.
And our whole duty is to warn the elect, to be spiritually prepped. That's what it's about. We ain't telling you not to get some stuff, or to get things, but main thing is to be prepared for what's coming in spiritually.
Yeah, that's it. Because we're not trying. How can I say this? Scriptures talk about Jacob's trouble. All right, with the Lord saving us out of it. There you go. Jeremiah 30 and 7. So we're going to be in the mix. But the Lord is going to provide and protect us through these times. people rising up against the authorities, and the authorities coming down with wrath and, you know, things of that nature. The Lord, we're preparing our minds for these things to come, because it's inevitable. It's inevitable. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Ain't nothing we can do about it. And they've been planning. There's certain groups that's been planning a race massacre for the longest. You got groups planning. They call themselves accelerists. They're planning on poisoning water, you know, to bring about famine, to bring about plagues. You know, you got people that's actually in that type of mindset. So what we're doing is warning you of those things. Simple.
And they got like online communities where they communicate on and organize. Like, like they really ready. It's like just need something to pop it all off.
Niggas
like,
playing Call of Duty together and everything. You know.
And Jake worried about twerking and you know doing nigga shit, but
They
worried about us. They hating on us.
Right,
or
right.
they hating on us, Salaki. Or they hating on us. Because that mind is, and we're the problem. Apparently, we're the problem. You finna see who the real problem is.
well, they showed in the movie. What was it? The Purge, the first Purge, was about Jake. You know, and they showed Jake at the little party. You know, they right before the Purge, everybody Jake. You know how Jake just dancing and shit. Shit's in serious. And then you got all these mercenaries linking up behind the scenes, and they rush in, and Jake get off. And it was Edomites that was masked up. They showed you a lot of that movie. Like a couple movies I gotta go back and watch.
Art imitates reality. Let me finish this little article.
A few more precepts, and everybody whatever precepts you like.
All right, it says Officer Philip Wagner and fellow officer Peter Gale, 51, had picked up pizza and were each in their individual cop cars parked side by side, eating in an undeveloped industrial park in the northeastern Ohio city of Lorain,
The hood.
located on the coast of Lake Erie, when the gunman opened fire on them. A third officer, Officer Brent Payne, 47, who arrived on the scene, was also shot. Look at this. The suspect, identified Thursday as 28-year-old Michael Joseph Parker, they always got three names, was killed in return fire. So they
Was it Edomite?
Yeah.
See? Hey, a lot of Edomites be the ones doing them little, you know, doing them terroristic acts.
Well, that's who you're going to have to worry. That's who the ones that's going to start the race ride. You know? They're going to be like, the hell? You know? I'm telling you, watch.
My goddamn rights.
This big, beautiful bill is kind of like the start of them, like, really getting frustrated, you know, because they cut Medicaid, Medicare. So a lot of people are going to not have enough money to pay for medicine, meds, and it's just going to be more of an authoritarian society, man. People are going to rise up against it. They already killed the call that the middle class. So these white people are raging, Edomites.
I found another article, right, about the dude that killed the officers in Ohio. All right, it's from 19 News. It says, suspect in Lorain, Ohio's triple police shooting found with heavy explosives arsenals. It says,
see, they be having explosives, biological weapons, all artillery. Like the Edomites, they the ones they gonna be coming heavy. And a lot of them, you know, they use their resources and they privilege to harbor weapons. That's their blessing. So when you know they say in martial law, like they really gonna have that's their biggest problem on their hands. You know, these white nationalists, you know, these different splinter groups, militia groups from the Edomite side. Jake ain't really on shit. Jake is just, they try to paint Jake as the face of terrorism, and they gonna try to do the same with us, you know, doing this truth. But ultimately, shit, you gotta watch out for your average Edomite, man. You know?
Yeah, because they're ready to explode, and they know the corruption behind the government. You know, they know they're being cheated out of their society, their blessing. You know, and soon enough, these white people they're gonna be starting the race wars. They're gonna be shooting and killing Negroes in the hoods. Okay, Because they're tired. What they call it, black exhaustion, which they flipped that word. A black woman made that up. Dealing with all the exhaustion we had to deal with, dealing with these white people, and them not wanting us in their society. We don't want to be in your fucking world. Let's just put it like that. We're tired of y'all. But they've been talking about black exhaustion, and they're about to do something about it. They're at the brink.
All right, this is what the article says. Investigators say shooting suspect Michael Joseph Parker of North Lakeview Boulevard, age 28, in Lorain was found with multiple high-powered rifles, handguns, and large amounts of an explosive called tannerite. And when you look up tannerite, it's an explosive that they put in bullets. So when the bullet enters whatever its target is, it explodes.
Twice as much damage.
Yeah.
Yes.
It says police say Parker parked his sedan near the dead end of Riverbend Drive before ambushing 3 Lorain police officers Wednesday, one of whom succumbed to his injuries.
And I bet they probably seen him before he did it. But then, because he Edomite, they're like, well, screw it, they kept on eating this shit. If it was a Jay, they would have been on higher alert. They would have put down the food. They'd be like, let's see what he do. But
you know what? That's cool though, because that's a trick. That's like the Lord tricking their ass. The whole time you thought you're supposed to be on high alert for so-called blacks, and then it's your own people that's really taking you out and using them lethal bullets where you ain't gonna be able to recover. Blowing your insides out.
Jay could just have like a little switch and shit, because Jay can't really shoot, so Jay gotta have like a little switch and shoot a lot of bullets. But Esau, Jake might be
able to get hollow points, but you got explosive rounds they talking about. Come on.
Jake ain't on that type of stuff.
Right.
Jake is not gonna rise up against nobody except for Puda down the street. Pookie and Ray Ray down the street on his own block or the block over.
Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places.
Right. You said that's in Jeremiah. There's another one in Isaiah, the 47th chapter. Make bare the leg, make bare the thigh, uncover the course of the rivers. So, no, you can stay right there. I just want to paraphrase it. Sort of like that image of Marilyn Monroe, she's trying to hold down the skirt. Like now that skirt is being lifted, the light is being shunned on this devil and what he's been up to and continues to be up to,
That's Wisdom of Solomon 1 and around this, I think 7th verse. It says, I will begin to make I'll make inquisition with the ungodly counsels, roughly paraphrasing.
Inquisition shall be made in the counsels of the ungodly. That's that prolonged investigation.
Yeah.
Elder brought up.
And through the Spirit, talking with our apostles and elders, like just been extracting and digging up all type of information. Even before the internet and all this, the elders, the apostles, going to libraries, digging up all type of just dirt on this devil, using it for lessons and edifying. Now the Chat GPT now is on a whole nother level. Now Chat, their own system, it's upgrading. Like the Lord making it easier for us to do lessons, to get dirt, like because we at the end. Like,
and then Chat GPT Jupiter is it's breaking down scriptures.
Scripture?
Yeah.
Whole lessons, right? You just ask a question, you get the whole lesson.
It's really whole lesson out of the question.
And it's almost accurate. Some things it goes off of, but it's really, it's getting close. It's close accuracy,
I can't even lie. When we looked up how are we going to know where the Israelites are in the last days, roughly paraphrasing what we brought out in the beginning, I didn't expect Baruch, the 2nd chapter, to be in there, and it brought out we are yet this day in our captivity. It was mentioned in the Apocrypha, and they try to say that the Apocrypha isn't canonical, So it was a little shocking. I'm like, damn.
That's canonical. The Roman Catholic Church took it out,
Right.
Because of the reveal, the history being revealed.
Bible destruction. We finish this. Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places.
And that's what's happening. The truth has come out about Esau, right? All the secrets. Right?
And he shall not be able to hide himself.
Right, so he can't hide himself. The truth is out. The wicked being revealed in this time, which is now. You know, these are heavy times, and it's these things that's happening in the world, the revealment of truth. This is fulfilling these last few prophecies, man. Okay.
It says his seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not.
That's right. And he's going to be reduced to nothing. He's going to fall just like we fell. All right. And he's not going to be remembered and buried. I mean, he's not going to have a memorial for, you know, he's just going to be wiped out. Every place in the world where Edomite is, well, they ain't going to be there no more, you know, because Esau's all over the world. And soon, the Lord is about to gather all of them up after the destruction of Babylon.
Well, I got a precept to your point that you just made. In Isaiah 14, it's the book of Isaiah, 14th chapter, beginning at verse 18. It says, it reads, start off. Man, really this whole chapter, but I don't want to read the whole, you know, just get right to the point.
14:21.
Yeah, like all the, because it goes into after post-destruction, like in the kingdom.
Oh, 14.
Isaiah 14:16. It says, "They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake kingdoms?" And that's talking about in the world to come, you know, in the kingdom of heaven, ruled under our Lord Yahushua, King David, 144,000 governing body of the nation of Israel. That's going to be set up as rulers in the kingdom, you know, to govern the earth according to the new covenant, you know, which is it's going to be placed within our inward parts, you know, and that's when the earth is going to flourish again. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, people mourn. So, and it says, and they're gonna look at Esau in the kingdom. They're gonna narrowly look at him like, him? Was he? You know, because he's gonna be in caves and all fucked up and, you know, behind bars, you know, in pits, you know, just like they show you in the movie, Shackled and Chained Up, where they show you in the movie Planet of the Apes. You know, the apes were pointing and laughing, throwing rocks and chasing, you know, Edomites around and shit. We was the apes, you know. But it says, "Is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake kingdoms?" Right, because people been in fear of the devil for the longest. You know, he had them trembling, especially after Hiroshima and Nagasaki. When they dropped those atom bombs, they was like, "Oh shit, okay." Then you had the nuclear arms race that took place with Russia and that was prior to that, because Russia was always developing nukes.
After those bombs went on, everybody else was just like, you know what? They put fear into the world. But it's actually, that's in Revelation as well.
And they always showing off their stockpiles. You know, they do their little, they show what they got. You know, just so other countries, every country do that.
They say it's a deterrent. So
Right.
the more you have, the less people fuck with you or have, you know, try and mess with you.
Yeah, that's why Jake took up after the ways of the heathen. Because when they be making their rap videos, they be all over the guns. They gotta show how much they force. Like, yeah, fuck with us. But anyway, verse 17 it says, "That made the world a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of the prisoners."
Yep. Israel is the prison. Okay, we're the prison.
And this is spiritually Egypt, Sodom and Egypt. Egypt goes into synonymous with the word bondage, which is the same way. There's nothing new under the sun. We in Egypt all over again. And it says, verse 18, "All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house." And that's talking about after all the nations, including primarily Esau, Edom, after they served that 1,000 years building up the kingdom, they're gonna be at rest. They're gonna be able to go back to certain parts of the earth, their land, you know. And brother even seen a vision of that. You know, in the kingdom, they're gonna be preparing themselves to meet Jake coming out the sky in the chariots or whatever. Jake might fly up in the group, you know, they're gonna be prepared to meet us and be like, hey, you know, we prepared, we got this for you, the first fruits of everything, and, you know. Brother seen it. It was a dope ass vision. If I could ever find that vision again. It says, but thou art, verse 19. It says, but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the remnant of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword that go down to the stones of the pit, as the carcass trodden under feet.
And that's when it goes into cut them off by slaughter, you know, because they're gonna fall just like we have, right? And the abominable branch, the branch is dealing with the lineage. Lord gonna cut them. He's gonna cut, you know, their offspring off, or in a sense, they're gonna cut their, you know, their future. All right, and they're gonna cut them generations off.
Because you got to sever that cancer from the body. You know, the earth is like considered like a body. You know, and Esau, if you leave him there, it can grow again. But in the kingdom, because they said what, after 1,000 years, I guess the Russians, they're gonna be able to fight against. You know, I forget what group said that. Genesis, I think said that.
Final precept.
I got one more. Obadiah verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble.
Yep. And so the Lord's gonna give us power to overtake our enemies, and we're gonna do them bad, because ain't nobody gonna be able to save Esau in that time. We're gonna be a superhuman race of people. All right, and we're gonna execute judgment on the wicked. All right, and we're gonna exact judgment. All right. We're gonna give him all that he is, you know, giving us, plus twice more, double.
It says, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua have spoken it.
Right, so the Lord's gonna completely wipe them out at a certain point, and that's really after they serve that 1,000 years of slavery, because there ain't gonna be no more use for them. Really, there's no use for Esau, but them being put in hardcore slavery. You know, they will. Trust me, they're built for what's about to happen to them. You know.
And bro, just imagine the kingdom. They're gonna be counting down the days. Like gonna have like a chart of just like day 1, day 2, like however many days is in 1,000 years. Like it's just gonna be like a big ass chart. Bro, then the days are long as hell. Like feel like it's like 58 hours a day instead of 24. You know.
So with that, hey, Lord willing, this was edifying. Until next time, we'll give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua B'Shem Rakadash.
double honors to our apostles, elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to you, Akim, who are pushing the work in truth and in sincerity. The water for the comments, the scriptures. Hey, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.